everybody. Welcome back to Talk With Nia. So, we have to get back into this Taraji P. Henson and Oprah situation. If you're subscribed to the channel, you know we talked about this already when this initially came out, when they were doing the press runs for the new movie, The Color Purple. Now, Oprah decided to hop in the chat. Okay, this is what she had to say.
But before you go, 3 people have stopped me today, Oprah, and said, what is the deal with Oprah and Taraji? What do you want to share with the class? No, I'm addressing that to Oprah.
Oh,
because
I saw your face.
No, because people think
I know that it's not a deal.
It's not a
but
deal.
people think you're mad, she's mad. I know that that's not
first
true.
First of all, the thing that is so upsetting to me is that somebody went on and something went viral where they're analyzing us on top of the Empire State. We were cold.
Oprah said you were cold.
We were cold. It was cold.
Yeah, there's
a
a whole
fourth thing we had done
about,
that day.
Yes.
That was the fourth thing we had done that day. First of all, I just want to say that from the beginning, when I got the first phone call that they were being asked to rent cars because they were in the middle of rehearsal.
Well, I asked for my own car because I like to drive myself. I'm a Southern woman.
So
I
heard that Taraji was upset because she'd been asked to do a rental car. I personally called Toby Emmerich, who was at the time the head of Warner Brothers, and he said, well, that means we have to do cars for everybody. Then I said, then we do cars for everybody. And if it's necessary, I will pay for the cars myself. He goes, well, we don't want you to do that. Yes. So, that was one thing. Trailers were another thing. Food was another thing.
And everything got handled.
I
don't even know.
I don't even know. You know what? It's so disturbing to me. Why is my name even in this conversation?
Because you're Oprah Winfrey.
Can I say something?
Why is my name in this conversation?
Something before we leave?
Because I have just been the champion for everybody. Yeah.
I want to just say one thing. I'm a mother of young kids. Social media has become a thing. Social media has become a thing where they will take something that's not even true and run it and run it and run it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's almost like you guys, some of the interviews you're posting happened long ago, or it wasn't that, and they will take things. Yes. So at the end of the day, when we first said that this movie was going to be a healing thing at CinemaCon, I knew, without a shot of a doubt, that people would try to break that down. Anything that has healing a part of it, they will do so. So we have to overlook all of that other stuff and keep shining bright, because this movie, The Color Purple, is healing the land, baby. So no matter what, I just want to say, it's nonsense.
There is no thing.
There isn't a thing, because what I know is you've been a champion of Taraji and everybody.
And
that's the only point that
trying to make sure that everybody got exactly what they needed. First of all, I am a producer. Scott is a producer.
Yes.
We are not the studio. We are not the studio, okay?
I tell you what, this is my first time getting a Golden Globe, and I do not want to miss that carpet.
I'm talking about pay inequity, and you created a space now where we have a cast of black women.
And I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget, because that's Warner Brothers. That's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team. And so whenever I heard there was an issue, or there was a problem with the cars, or there was a problem with the food, I would step in and do whatever I could to make it right. And I believe that she would even vouch for that and say that it's true.
I think she would vouch for that. I can vouch for that, because I've seen you and your work and behind the scenes, how you step in and you have put your own money up.
I'm all for everybody being the greatest and rising to meet the rising of their own life. And so, I mean, all this stuff about there was something online about us being separated at the top of the Empire State Building. On that particular day, we were so cold. So I don't know what kind of body language people were talking about. I was just trying to stay warm, and that was the fourth thing we had done. And so there's no validity to there being a thing.
Now, if you guys haven't heard Taraji P. Henson, she's been on these interviews with the rest of the cast of The Color Purple, talking about, the pay disparity, unequal, unfair pay between her and other actresses who are of different racial, ethnic backgrounds, right? And also gender. So basically, she's saying we don't get paid fairly, and we have to constantly keep fighting for fair pay, constantly trying to keep fighting to get raises with bigger jobs that we could ask to do. So she is upset. And this is the similar argument that Monique put out there a couple years ago. So, yeah, I guess Oprah didn't like that too much. And then a lot of us noticed the body language between Taraji P. Henson and Oprah. It just seemed like something was wrong between them two, because Oprah basically was on the Empire State Building, or I think that's where they were. It was her and Taraji there. They looked like they didn't want to take a picture together. Oprah didn't touch her or anything. And Oprah was always like touching everybody, putting her hand on their shoulder or whatever, but she didn't want to touch Taraji. And then once the rest of the cast came over there, Oprah moved and went all the way to the end. So it just looked tense, like you could tell. But they're trying to basically say, oh, we were cold. Oh, we were tired. Oh, it seems like they're trying to create a narrative to clean it up. And Oprah, like, I get that you're the producer, but you're Oprah. You're Oprah. You can fight for better pay for the people that you want to hire for your projects. I understand, Warner Brothers, the studio, whatever, but you're Oprah Winfrey. I'm pretty sure you have some say. I'm pretty sure you have, a strong voice and people will listen to you. And if you did try for better pay, I would have expected you to say, well, you know what? I'm in this fight with them. I'm going to continue to advocate for them. We try to do the best that we can, but, I'm going to continue to fight and continue to create more projects so that we can make a change with this pay situation. Instead, it seemed like you waited until Taraji was not going to be at a certain press event, but they were at an award show. You waited till Taraji wasn't going to be around. And you had your friend Gail ask you about it to address it. And it seemed like you only had... it seemed like you only put your big girl panties on to address it when Taraji wasn't around. It seemed like you couldn't address it when she was there, right by you. The best thing you could have done was Taraji also be there, and you addressed it in a respectful way, and she addresses it in this respectful way, because she didn't call you out directly, but we all know that, she had an issue. She had an issue with y'all giving them rental cars in Atlanta and no security and things like that. Clearly there was an issue with the food. Clearly there was an issue with the pay. There were actors that didn't even get invited to that award show last night who were a part of the movie. There were issues behind the scenes, clearly. And, you got Fantasia up there. You can see her face. They're not going to say anything about it because Oprah's right there. That's their boss. Who wants to get on Oprah's bad side if you really don't have a problem and get mixed up in this drama? But it's like, don't say nothing when she's not there. Like, oh, first it was this and that, making her seem problematic. Because now we're going to have a problem. If Taraji didn't have a issue with you before, she definitely has a reason to have an issue with you now. Because for you to be like, oh, first it's the pay, then it was the rental cars, then it's the food, and whenever it was a problem, we addressed it, you're making her seem problematic. Which can then what? It can basically cause her not to get more jobs. It can make the pay issue worse with African American women if you're making them seem problematic. Okay? You're bothered. Oprah, you are clearly bothered. Because I have never seen Oprah. I have never seen Oprah talk this damn much. I haven't. Not in a long time. You're bothered. You want to try to address things. You want people to try to co-sign for you. And when does that usually happen? When there's some guilt there. When there's some truth, some validity there. I think everything Taraji said is true. I think the problems that they had, actually happened and probably would have been deemed unacceptable in other movie sets, working with other producers, and, absolutely. Why else would there even have been a conversation about no security and, you don't get a car? Clearly, that's what happens on other sets. They send cars for them, they have a driver and stuff like that. Right? If this is a low-budget movie, that's fine. No shame there. But I just think that Oprah could have went about this in a different way. I think it's going to make matters worse. I don't think Taraji's going to really say anything too much after this. But I think we all know Taraji ain't messing with Oprah like that. Y'all really wanted to try to calm this down, but I think Oprah just made it worse. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.